Hello everyone, welcome to Pratham Test Prep YouTube channel. I'm Ashish Bhargav and welcome to the session of Deep Dive, and in this session we discuss about new gender reforms in Spain and Scotland. So basically in this session we discuss about the things that how this would be impact in our country as well. So as we know that the gender reforms is Spain and Scotland, and first thing we have to understand that about current affairs, the best way to know about current affairs is to study newspaper and magazines. And if you talk about one should study magazines on a daily basis to be updated on by current affairs, and a little progress each day adds up to a big result. Try to inculcate and find and gain the knowledge each and every day, obtain the knowledge each and every day, so that it will be opens the door. I can tell you that it will not happen in a one day, but it will done in one day. So it means that एक दिन में तो ये नहीं होगा, but एक दिन ज़रूर होगा. So failure is the only the opportunity to begin again the time more intelligently. Now here you can see the article is from the Indian Express. LGBT groups celebrate as Spain passes transgender law. So what exactly in this law? So under the law, minors aged 12 and 13 will need a judge's authorization to change their legally registered gender, while those between 14 and 16 will have to be accompanied by their parents or legal guardians. So basically, in that point of view, we have to understand that what exactly in this law. And this article is from, we can see, in this month, December 22nd. Again, we can see the article is taken from the Hindu. You can see news is there. Spain passes new transgender law to allow anyone above 16 to change legal gender. And this law also bans conversion therapies, establish fines and punishment for attacks on LGBT people, and overturned a ban that prevented lesbian couples from registering their children under both parents' arms. And again, this article we can see from Indian Express. So many were in the circulated. This article is from the Hindu, Indian Express. Major newspaper have covered this news. So that's why it's a very possible this is likely to ask in your exam. And what is Scotland new gender recognition bill, and what is UK government might block? So Scotland has become the first part of the UK to introduce a self-identification system for people who want to change their gender. And there are many law and provisions there we will discuss in the very detailed manner in this session. So if you are new in this channel, please subscribe and we can say and share to your friends and family group. And one more thing that you can say is press the bell icon as well. Now, here is important takeaways is Spain. Capital of Spain is Madrid. Monarch of Spain, King Philip VI. Prime Minister of Spain is Pedro Sanchez, and currency that we can say the euro. So all these four things, because if any country war is going on, because and our Prime Minister visited any country, so in that context, what is possible to ask in your exam? That country Prime Minister or President, country's capital, country economic capital if there is any, and we can say the third thing that are possible to ask is about countries neighboring countries basically. So Prime Minister of Spain is Pedro Sanchez, currency is euro, monarch of Spain is the King Philip VI, and capital of Spain is Madrid. Now moving further, if you talk about Scotland, so Scotland, the status is the country's capital is Edinburgh, largest city is Glasgow. So Glasgow, in Glasgow there is in COP 26 or 27 happen. So try to know the answer in the comment section. It was established in 9th century, traditionally 843. Treaty of Edinburgh that was signed in 17 March 1328. Union with England is 1707. Devolution 19th November 1998. Land is this one. Water is 3%. Population as per the data is 5 lakh 4,063 kilometer, and GDP is there. A currency that is pound. So currency of Scotland is pound. Now moving further, here is the article New Gender Reforms Law of Spain and Scotland. So what is today's discussion is? So Scotland and Spain have recently passed gender reforms laws to make it easier for individuals to change their legally registered gender without requiring any medical supervision. What it would be impact? So what is the Spain Gender Recognition Reforms Bill? So according to new Spanish law, it is mandatory for minors for aged 12 and 13 years to receive the judge authorization to change their gender. Minors between 14 and 16 years of age will have to accompanied by their parent or legal guardians, and transgender people in Spain have been required to receive a gender dysphoria diagnosis, which refers to not feeling a match between their biological sex and their gender identity. So basically, this recognition reforms bill giving a valuable life to the transgender. And we can say under the new legislation, any individual who is applying for a gender recognition certificate must have lived full time in the declared identity for at least 3 months, 6 months in case they are between the age of 16 and 17 years. So now we can say that earlier the individual was required to have lived full time in the declared identity for 2 years. So occasionally the individual were required to provide proof of 2 years of living as a gender they identified with, or to submit hormone records. And the bill has lowered the minimum eligibility age between 18 years to 16 years. A 3-month reflection period was offered during which the applicants can change their mind. Now we can say, what kind of concern is going on? So we can say that it is permitted for people aged 16 years and above to change their legal gender markers without medical supervision. So it means that इन्होंने परमिशन दी वहाँ के लॉ ने कि इट मीन्स दैट वी कैन अबव द चेंज देयर लीगल जेंडर जो है दैट मीन्स विदाउट मेडिकल सुपरविजन के दे कैन यूज इट. And the bill also put to forward the ban the conversion therapies also to seek the suppress sexual orientation or gender identity. It also seeks to impose fine and punishment on people attacking individual belonging to LGBTQ community. LGBTQ, which means L stand for lesbian, G for gay, B stand for bisexual, and Q for transgender. And it will also reverse a ban that prevents lesbian couples from registering their children under both parents' name. So what is the Scotland Gender Recognition Reforms Bill? The passing of Gender Recognition Reforms Bill makes Scotland the first country in the United Kingdom to sanction the self-identification process of changing gender. इससे क्या होगा कि like it makes it easy for the उन लोगों के लिए that one who is the 16 years of the age and change their legally recognized gender. So it also has familiar features as the Spain Gender Recognition Reforms Bill. That is quite similar. दोनों कंट्री में, स्पेन में और स्कॉटलैंड में, दोनों में सेम स्टोरी चल रही है, सेम कहानी चल रही है, बट इसमें थोड़ी बहुत चेंजेस हैं जो हम अभी डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाट इज द जेंडर सेल्फ आइडेंटिफिकेशन सिस्टम? सो ये जो कंसेप्ट है जेंडर सेल्फ आइडेंटिफिकेशन का इज दैट एन इंडिविजुअल्स कैन लीगली आइडेंटिफाई देयर जेंडर बाय सिंपली डिक्लेयरिंग इट विदाउट बीइंग मेडिकली टेस्टेड. और इसके एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ rampant discrimination against transgender people across the globe have been demanding a system for gender self identification. अब ये चीज़ें क्या होती हैं? So in Europe, this issue remains divisive across party lines as well as within the LGBT community. बहुत सारे लोग ये विश्वास रखते हैं that declaring one's desired gender takes a long time, is expensive and degrading, while others, including feminist and homosexual rights groups, believe that such laws could endanger women and encourage more gay teenagers to undergo hormone treatment. Now, Which other countries currently recognize gender self-identification? In 2014, Denmark became the first country in the world to approve the gender self identification system for people wanting to change their legal gender. So, other countries that currently have this system as Portugal, Norway, Malta, Argentina, Ireland, Luxembourg, Greece, Costa Rica, Mexico, Brazil, Cambodia, Ecuador, and Uruguay. So basically, we can say that. And can anyone tell the capital of Denmark? Let me know in the comment section once you will watch this session. So Denmark capital is Copenhagen. Copenhagen. So the Transgender Person Protection Act 2019. The Transgender Person Protection of Right Bill 2019 was introduced in Lok Sabha on July 19, 2019 by the Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment, Mr. Tharwachand Gehlot. So the definition of transgender person is: the bill defines a transgender person as one whose gender does not match the gender assigned at birth, and it includes trans men and trans women, persons with intersex variations, gender queers, and persons with socio-cultural identities such as Kinnar and Hijra, which we say in the local language. So intersex variation is defined to mean a person who at birth shows variation in his or her primary sexual characteristics, which means external genitalia, chromosomes, or hormones from the normative standard of male or female body. So what is gender self-identification system in India? So if we talk about in our country, so in our country, transgender people rights are governed by Transgender Person Protection of Right Act 2019. What this says about the Transgender Person Protection of Right Rule 2020. So under these rules, an application declaring gender is submitted to district magistrate, which is DM, and the individual applying for gender identification is not required to undergo medical examination for declaring the desired sex. But if we talk about in Scotland and we can say another country is Spain, there was a medical examination is required for declaring the desired sex. So what is the prohibition against discrimination? The bill prohibits the discrimination against a transgender person, including denial of service or unfair treatment in relation to, like education, employment, healthcare, access to enjoyment of goods, facilitate opportunities available to the public, right to movement, right to reside, rent or otherwise occupy property, opportunity to hold public or private offices, access to a government or private establishment in whose care of custody a transgender person is. So this is both the prohibits the discrimination against a transgender person in anywhere in the education, employment, healthcare, state, and as well as we can say central assembly central also. So an affidavit declaring gender identity can be processed by the district magistrate having sole authority for this, and without any medical or physical examination, an identification number can be provided to the applicant. It means that in our country जो जेंडर आइडेंटिटी होती है विदाउट मेडिकल और फिजिकल एग्जामिनेशन के थ्रू होती है, राइट. एंड टू फैसिलिटेट एक्सेस टू स्कीम्स एंड वेलफेयर इनिशिएटिव इम्प्लीमेंटेड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट आर रिक्वायर्ड टू स्टैब्लिश वेलफेयर बोर्ड फॉर द ट्रांसजेंडर पर्सन. उनके लिए एक वेलफेयर बोर्ड है ट्रांसजेंडर पर्सन के लिए, वन हु फैसिलिटेट एक्सेस फॉर द स्कीम्स, जो भी गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स होती है लाइक इंदिरा आवास योजना, लाइक अंत्योदय अन्न योजना एंड डिफरेंट स्कीम्स दैट इज इनिशिएटेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, उनके लिए आपको फैसिलिटेट करती है एंड वेलफेयर बोर्ड होती है ट्रांसजेंडर पर्सन के लिए. सो गाइज दिस सेशन इज has been done. I hope that you enjoyed the session a lot, And one more thing that you can make a very short notes on that particular topic. Like what I told to you, if you go to the further, we can see in the very first yeah, this one is need to be important. What is gender self-identification system, which we have discussed already, and Scotland gender recognition reforms bills that we have already discussed. So make a very short and crisp notes. Make sure that until and unless that you will not make a short notes, so that how you can revise it at the time of examination. So you will not have enough time to watch the entire videos. So make a very short notes. Try to revise it after, like, in that sequence, like 7 days, like the topic what you have studied in Monday, make sure you will revise it in the next Monday also. So at least 3 revision is required for your exam. Well, until unless you will not revise the content carefully, how it will be possible for you to solve the MCQs? Because in MCQs sometimes there are two possibilities there. Like once we can say like option A, option B, option C, option D. Sometimes you have gathered all the information, but you are unable to solve like, yeah, B and D, there is something, so your mind is kind of dilemma whether the B would be option, D would be option. So because of lack of revision, and sometimes you have we can say the concept has been not cleared, so that you will think, yeah, this is B and D, that is quite similar. So you on that time you were unable to solve the questions, and there is a extra pressure on your exam कि यार exam में क्या होगा, इसका result क्या आएगा, and everything your mind is start wondering all these facts. So make sure that if there is B and D options, if you have revised it very in a proper way, it means that we would be sure like whether B would be the option or D would be option. Second thing is that like make a short notes on A4 sheet of current affairs. And why I am telling you this, making short notes on A4 sheet, because the reason behind, in current affairs, if you make a such kind of diary and notes, 2 months, 1 month later, there is might be Supreme Court CGI changed, might be like our vice president changed, maybe any cabinet minister changed. In that time, you not have enough space on that particular diary or notes, so that you can make it. So it's better take an A4 sheet and take my clear bag. वहाँ पे आप अपने सारे notes and all you can make it, so that it will be very easy for you, that you can stick anywhere in the wall in your study table, and you can cram or you can recall and you can revise it, right? So I hope the whatever your doubts and query, it has been solved, and we'll meet you in the next time in the tomorrow daily newspaper analysis. So stay tuned for that time. We'll meet you tomorrow, and if you're new in this channel, please subscribe the channel as well. Thank you so much for joining with us. Bye bye and take care, and in advance, Happy New Year to each and everyone here. Thank you so much. Bye bye and take care once again.